Hey, amazing fourth graders. Today we're going to start our new unit on fractions. What is a fraction? A fraction is an equal part of a whole. What's the important word? Equal. It's an equal part of a whole. So if I have this piece of paper, and let's talk about the fraction 1/2. Everybody talks about 1/2. Here, I'll give you half this piece of paper. There you go. Is this 1/2? No, they're not equal. So the important word in fractions is equal. It's equal part of a whole or a group. Again, let's go back to 1/2. 1/2. We have the top number, which is the numerator. And the bottom number is the denominator. And those are important words we're going to go over and over and over again. The bottom denominator tells me there's two equal parts in the whole. The top numerator tells me how many am I referring to. So 1/2 means two equal parts in the whole, and I want one of those. 1/2, if I have my paper and I want 1/2, here's the whole. I'm going to fold it where it lines up exactly, and this is 1/2 and this is 1/2. 2 halves make a whole. If I have the fraction 1/3, that means I have 3 equal pieces in the whole. My bottom denominator is 3, and I'm going to reference one of those. So 1/3. If I have 1/3 plus 1/3, that means I have 3 pieces in the whole. And here's my paper, and I'm going to divide it into 3 equal pieces. So here's 1/3 plus 1/3. 1/3 plus 1/3, I'm talking about 2 parts, equals 2. And what is my bottom denominator? How many in the whole? Or what size pieces are those? Thirds. 1 out of 3 pieces plus 1 out of the 3 pieces equals 2/3. We'll go to 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That means my size pieces are fourths. My whole piece is cut into fourths. So 4 equal pieces. Here's my 4 equal pieces. What am I adding? One of those plus one of those plus one of those. So now, what do I have? 3 pieces. And what size are they? Fourths. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. You know what? That kind of looks like repeated addition, and we know repeated addition is multiplication, because multiplication means groups of. We know groups of. That's 1, 2, 3 groups of. 3 groups of. What size are those? 1/4 equals 1, 2, 3/4. Oh, 3 times 1/4 equals 3/4. That's pretty cool. Nobody told me fractions were going to be this easy. Let's hang on and look at that some more. I'm going to try 1/5 plus 1/5 equals, So I have 1/5 and another fifth and another fifth. My numerator is 1. That means I'm talking about one piece. My bottom denominator is 5. 5 pieces in the whole. So I have 1 of those 5, 2 of those 5, 3 of those 5. 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 equals 3/5. Now, I know that multiplication is just repeated addition because we learned that a long time ago and we're darn smart in here. So, what do we have? This says groups of. How many groups do we have? 1, 2, 3. 3 groups of 1/5 equals 3/5. It's all related. We also have something called a unit fraction. A unit fraction is what size are the pieces. The unit fraction is 1/5. Those are the units. The units are the size. Now if we want to get really fancy, I'm going to throw a little algebra in there because we're that smart. Let's try this. 6. 1/6 plus 2/6 plus n equals 5/6. And what do we know about algebra? The unknown. This side equals this side. 1/6 plus 2/6 are how much? 3/6. And we have to have it equal 5/6. So to get from 3/6 to 5/6, n has to equal, you're right, n equals 2/6. This is the basics on fractions. We're going to get a little bit more in depth, but I hope what the most important thing that you take away from this is whatever our fraction is, let's say our fraction is 5/8. That means my top numerator is 5, my bottom denominator is 8. It means there are 8 pieces in the whole, and I'm talking about 5 of those. So if I were to write that as an addition sentence, I would write 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, equals 5/8. Or if I used my unit fraction, which is 1/8, and made that into a multiplication sentence, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 1/8 equals 5/8. It's pretty easy if you think about it that way. Please do the exercises I assigned, and then we'll talk about this tomorrow at Zoom, and maybe I'll have an afternoon Zoom, but I want us to start at the most basic and go from there. I miss you guys.